All right. Station 3, we are missing the percent. So these are problems that we are trying to find what percent it is. So these problems ask to find the percent in the question you're given. So basically, what I mean by that is most of the questions that you're going to be given for this, it's going to say what percent or what is the percent, or it's going to basically tell you that you're missing the percent. Okay, unlike some of the other problems. So for these types of problems, you are given the part and the whole. Because remember, in a percent problem, you either have the percent, part, or whole. So if we're missing the percent, we have the part and whole. Okay, which are going to be two numbers. They're not going to have a percent sign because there's only one number that has a percent and we're missing it. Okay, so to solve a problem that is missing the percent, you follow these steps. Number 1, you have to determine which number is the part and which number is the whole. Most likely, now this is not always, okay, but most likely the part is usually going to be the smaller number and the whole is going to be the larger number. Okay, most likely, not always. Once we have determined which one is the part and which one is the whole, we are going to create a ratio in fraction form. So we're going to make a fraction with the part on the top as the numerator and the whole on the bottom as the denominator. Okay. We are then going to use that fraction to find an equivalent fraction that has a denominator or bottom number of 100. Okay, because then we can easily convert it to percent. Now remember, you may need to find another equivalent fraction first before going to 100 as a denominator. For example, if your denominator in your first fraction is 75, you can't count by 75s to get to 100. Okay, but you could go down to 25 and then get 25 to 100. So you might have a middle step. Okay, just remember that. Number 4, you're then going to convert the fraction out of 100 to a percent. Okay, remember if it's like 17 over 100, that's equal to 17%. Okay, if it's 3.5 over 100, that's equal to 3.5%. Right. Do not forget to label your answer with a percent sign. Okay, this is what a percent sign looks like in case we are confused on that. Let's do a few examples and then you can do some on your own. Miss Lakin just handed you back your math test. We have question A and question B. Question A says, if you scored 15 out of 20, so they already gave us, okay, the fraction. What percent did you score? We want to get this to 100, okay. Can we go straight from 20 to 100? Yes, we can. We multiply by 5. Same thing on the top. Now, on the top of my head, I do not know what 15 times 5 is, so I'm going to pull it to the side, just do my multiplication. Last but not least, I need to write that number as a percent, since the question asks for a percent. So 75%, final answer. All right. Letter B is a little different. This is that situation where I'm saying it's not going to go straight to 100. So we scored 21 out of 30. Okay, we want to know what percent did we score. Okay. We can't go straight from 30 to 100. Okay, so this is one of those times where we're going to have a middle fraction. All right, so we're going to think, what can we count by that would include 30 and get us to 100 that we can also divide 21 by? Okay, well, let's say we want to count by 5s. Okay, to count by 5s, we would divide this by 6, and we can't divide 21 by 6, so there's got to be a better solution. What if we count by 10s? To get this down to 10, we divide it by 3, and we can divide 21 by 3 to keep it a whole number, which is 7. Okay, then we get it up to 100. 10 times 10 is 100. 7 times 10 is 70. So we're just making equivalent fractions so we can finally get a fraction out of 100. So we can find our answer as a percent. Remember, do not forget your percent sign. Circle your answer. And that's it. All right. So for the rest of this time, you are going to be answering these 4 questions. Michael makes 7 out of every 10 free throws he attempts. What percent does he make? You answer 3 out of 5 questions correctly on the test. What percent do you score? 15 out of every 30 students earn a B in math class. What percent of students earn a B in math class? Last one, 22 students in our class own an iPhone. 10 students in our class own an Android. 8 students in our class do not own a phone. What percent of students in our class own an iPhone? First step here is to find how many students we would have total in our class. Okay, these account for all the students in here. Okay, and then that's when how we would write that fraction. Okay, iPhone over the total number of students, and then get that to be 100. All right, and then just make sure that you check your answers when you guys are done.